Okay, good evening, everybody. If you're tuning in tonight via YouTube or if you're on Zoom, you're tuning in tonight because you want to know what are the things that you need to do to be able to successfully, continually grow your business, your It Works business. And it's like, well, what am I supposed to be doing every single day? Okay. Well, first, before I start explaining anything, is it really all depends. There's some things that you got to do to grow your business, but then how much you do of it or how little you do of it has everything to do with the income in which you're trying to produce. So that's huge. Okay. So to give an example, a person who I had somebody who I just recently had join, and she was like, well, I want to make 500 a month, but I don't know if I have the type of time set to the side. And I was like, well, how many hours are you looking to put into? And she's like, 20 hours. And I was like, girl, if you can put 20 hours into this business every week, I can get you way more than $500. $500 is really about 3 to 5 hours a week of intentional time, but you got to understand what it is to do in that intentional time to be able to get it. So me, little short story, triple diamond in the company. I came into the company. I even got asked in different formats. I came into the company. I had been offered this opportunity for 5 years to come into the company. And being offered that opportunity for 5 years, I always saw this as a small business. And I was like, I don't know, because if I'm going to do that, this is what I want to make. And it's like, well, what do you want to make? Well, I want to make 5 figures. And I was like, okay, well, that's possible. But here's what's required to do that. And I was like, okay, well, I'm willing to run to go do whatever that is to get to those 5 figures, right? And I didn't see it as that at first. However, when I came in here and I love the product, like even now, if y'all see me sitting here, I'm with my hair, skin, and nails, which I drop in reds. I drop them in my reds. I can't taste. I don't know what it is about this concoction, but I absolutely love it. So when I started trying the product, I knew I was on something because if I was seeing these results and it was something that I would do, I was like, that's no different than what I did in my other businesses. Of course, no different than what I normally do. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, because at first, what was attempted and given to me. So if you're new in this business, you really should hear this in the story. When I first heard of the business, I heard of the wraps. And I was just like, okay, even though I would use a wrap, I don't know if I would necessarily walk around talking about wraps. I just wasn't really sure about that. However, health wise, being able to take care of myself, I was like, man, I know a lot of people. So just so you understand, when people want to come into your business, it could be the product that you led with. So for me, it was hearing the wraps. But when I saw at that time, it was the shake, the coffee, which I had never drank before. But then when I started loving it, I was even more intrigued at the fact that I could love something that I didn't like. Like coffee used to give me a headache, but this thing gave me energy. It boosted me, and I thought that was amazing. And then the fat fighters, I was like, oh, we can take out carbs on my food. See, it wasn't presented to me that way in the very first time. And so the second time when I needed, it hit my interest, differently. I was like, we onto something. And so when I came into this business and I realized that I was truly onto something, as people started to see me, they started to see my skin or started to see me get smaller. They was like, what are you using? And then I felt comfortable to tell them what I was doing. Whereas if I wouldn't have told them about the wrap, it just wasn't something I would have had a conversation about. And I didn't feel like fighting people on if it would tighten your skin or not. Like it just could not fathom. Well, over time, when I loved that, and then I added the wrap, I loved it. So I'll tell you just a quick tip. Change sometimes what you're saying. Change what you're leading with when you talk to people. It could be the skincare. It could be the hair, skin, and nails. Like even Mark was just talking last night about how he don't even promote this, but this is one of the things that goes, very fast. And it's definitely a conversation starter. And so then when I got into the business, I clearly understood that just from knowing, like, I have to know what I got to do to get there. Right. And so very first thing, as I was even just sharing prior to starting this training, is that we talk about these 6 lists, but I have added a 7th thing to my list because I know that it was one of the things of my success. And as we're having this conversation, we're going to make it number. It's not in order. So these lists are not in order. So I'm going to say this because it plays a part right here. Number one, use your product daily. Use your product daily. That is something you need to do every single day. And I'll tell you the reason why. Number one, it is very difficult for someone to tell me that the coffee is nasty. When they go, the coffee is terrible, I'll be like, how are you making it? Like instantly. Because I know what it tastes like and I use it. If somebody goes, they're having a skin issue, look at my skin. Like I go, oh, well, here's this. So I use our skincare. Or as I'm just sharing with you that thing about the wrap, I know I wasn't excited about it necessarily for a business, but I put a wrap on my body and I know that that works. When I'm having an issue and it's something like even now, can't believe I'm recording this, but I got this little wing thing right here. I know when I take a wrap and I wrap it on up, it's going to tighten it. So what you do, what you definitely do by utilizing your product every single day, you build your belief system. Because then you'll know that what you're doing, you're not doing this for money is amazing and you're going to receive that and reap it as a benefit. But if you don't use the product and you don't know what it really does and you don't have a relationship with the product, it's very difficult. That's when people slip into, I don't want to be pushy sales. And then I'll go, well, what's your favorite product that you're using? Or I'll start asking questions and then they don't have one or they're not using it. And I'll go, that's the disassociation with the business. And then also too, that's why you'll have a very difficult time if you don't use something every day, even if it's one product. You want to get in the habit of using at least a minimum of 3. You do, because guess what? A system is at least 3. Just when you're selling things to people, nobody can get a result off of just one thing over time. You know, even when they're utilizing the coffee, Thermophyte X and our greens are amazing to put into there so they can get maximum result. So if you're doing it, I always think about that every single day. I actually on my phone have alerts. It'll be like, take Thermophyte, hair, skin, and nails. You know, clean your face. Tonight, I'm going to go live and do my nighttime regimen. I'm serious about making sure my skin stays hydrated. So that's number 1 on your list. You want to make sure that you are a product of the product. That is number 1. Okay. And again, they're not in order. Number 2, you want to, I don't know, I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years. I do not know a successful entrepreneur that does not do this one. Your personal and your spiritual development is every single day. Every single day. You want to know why? Because something is going to hit you wrong every day. There's going to be a time frame. I don't care. I was very successful in my businesses and there was always days. Let me give you the back end. Even at being successful and seeing 5 figures a month is days that I'd be like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to do with these employees? Like, you need to hear that. Like, at making money, you still will be like, I give it all away. It's those time frames, or those time frames are going, you're trying to get to the next level. You're pushing yourself. And as you're pushing yourself, you don't see the fruits of your labor. That's important to know where to go. Like, even for me, there's time frames. I was sharing with my friend this morning that I'm on my 22nd book this year. And my goal was 25. And she's like, how do you keep reading? How do you keep finding what you want? And I've even had to learn to pray and discern over the next thing that I'm supposed to be going through. Like, when I'm going through something is when I go find the book. And even I need to know what it is. So if it's at time frames, time management, I'm reading something on time management. Whatever my weakness was the area that I would go into to look. So even right now, I have multiple brands and I'm trying to merge all of the brands. And so now I'm building a book on building your brand, like merging them. So therefore, I'm answering the question that I'm going through at that moment. Because sometimes, even though you have your friends, you have other business partners, they may not be going through what you're going through at the same time. You may be over here on time management and and they're over here on maybe how to deal with employees or how to just deal with yourself, you know, in the midst of. There is never a time, I'll share with you this just personally. I hear a lot of people tell me, well, I'll do my business when my life gets together. And I go, who do you know that life has just frozen for them to be able to run a business? Or even too, when you work Say for instance, you work for somebody. Does your life freeze so you can go to work? Never, ever will that ever be a day. So you have to have something on deck that you're pouring into yourself. And for me, I pour into me, and this has been a huge, and anytime I make this as a mistake, I pay for it. I pour into myself before I pour into others, even people in my house. I need to do that first, so I don't, if somebody asks me for something, I'm not extra snippy, or I have filled myself. I don't feel like I'm just constantly giving and there's never time for me. So personal and spiritual development needs to be on your list. Anytime I talk to anybody on my team and they tell me what they're going through, I always go, what are you reading? What are you ingesting? And I'll tell you this, guys, spiritual and personal development are two totally different things. And when I say spiritual, it's because we all have different faith backgrounds, whatever it is to you. If the sun, the moon, and the earth is where you are, then what is the universe talking to you? For me, it's God. What is my next season? Like, what do you want me to be focusing on? Am I in the right area? Those are things that I pour into myself as my spiritual side. I need those. Like, I've even had to say to me and my family and my husband, like, church is a non-negotiable. Like, it's one of those things that I need. It starts, the week does not start on Monday, it starts on Sunday. You know, so it's what I need, and I feel full and I can go give to others. And then what am I reading for my business? You know, so they're usually two different things. Sometimes people have an issue with balancing out two books. My suggestion is do YouTube, do Audible. Guys, when I'm telling you I'm on my 22nd book, that's Audible. I turn my car into, I don't listen to the radio in my car. I turn it into my personal development hour. If I'm on the treadmill, if there are no kids around, I will open up my tablet and then you can go right from where you left off. And then I have my notebook that's usually sitting next to me. And then I'm taking my notes, you know, so I know I'm at this point, this is where I'm growing to. I also do journal every single day. So you're hearing that from a seasoned entrepreneur. If you're a new entrepreneur, you're in the middle, this is, I'm going to tell you, very imperative to entrepreneur life. This is not something you're just hearing from here. It is something you want to adopt into your day. Okay. Then number 3, you want to post. If you are building, most of us are building these businesses online. Okay. And so if you're building online, your everyday activity is to post on your wall and in your stories every single day. That is a non-negotiable in building the business. And I am huge on telling you why. So let me tell you why. They'll be like, I post and I get 1 like, or I do this and I get 2 likes. I want you to ask this of yourself. How many people do you follow that you absolutely love? Think about how many that is. It's a lot, right? So you got a lot of people that you follow, you love. Do you like everything that they say? You don't. Are you in their stories every time they say something? No. But when you come back and you're looking for something, like, to give you an example, I love, one of my favorite female followers is J-Lo. And I love her like, of course, I love the fact that she takes care of herself at her age. I love that she's so positive. She talks personal development. She's into style. That's great. But I don't catch everything J-Lo says every single day. But I know when I'm coming to her area, I'm looking for her brand. So I'm looking for something. Even if I don't necessarily like it, I'm looking, what was the new outfit she wore? Or what was the new thing she said? Or what is her new movie she's having coming on now? So it's like her brand's newspaper. I get to constantly look at it. Beyonce is another one too that I follow that way. Now, if I kept going to their stuff and there was never any content, eventually I'm going to look for someone to fill that void. Because I'm like, okay, she don't post how she used to. Where is she? You have people you follow, where are they? So if you're not putting into your brand, you have to realize that you are your brand. So if you're not posting these things every single day, you are breaking up the story that you're telling of yourself. They don't know anything about you. So I want you to write this down or memorize this. Or if you're replaying this back and you're driving, because I see somebody driving in here, please don't write while you're driving. However, write this down afterwards. What I want you to do is understand this. People do not buy product. People buy people. So the reason why, even if you think about this, let's use some of my favorites. Let's use Beyonce. Okay, Beyonce's brand is not a social, like Beyonce is a singer artist. However, Beyonce also too is in Pepsi commercials. Now, why do you think Pepsi is looking for Beyonce to drink a Pepsi Cola? You know why? Because the people who like Beyonce are going to purchase what she's doing because they like her as a person. So they're like, if she uses this and she's okay to, I know who she is. She's not just gonna put her name on anything. I would trust this because this is a person that I like. Okay, so when people come into these businesses, if you're new in the business and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm not a salesperson, I always tell people, great, because no one's going to buy from you because you're a salesperson. People are going to purchase from you because they like you. So what should go into your wall and into your stories? What should go there? It should be you. There should be a mix, and we're going to talk about that. There should definitely be a mix of what it is of you. However, you want to show who you are. What do you do? What are the things that you're into? That you're a real person. That you're not just, you didn't just join the business today and now all of a sudden all down your wall, hair, skin, and nails, fat fighters, want to get wrapped, inbox me. That's very salesy, and then no one's going to want to do that because I don't know, wait a minute, I've been seeing you all along, you was posting about your kids, and now all of a sudden everything is all wraps. I don't know if I really am believing this story. This person is just trying to sell product to me. So you want to be very careful of that. So what I always tell people to do is you want to think about your starting 5. What are the 5 things you want to be known for? What are the 5 things? If you've been following me, I'm pretty sure if you really think about it, you can figure it on out. I'm huge on just encouragement. Huge. I love all things beauty. I'm into spiritual. I love my family. Absolutely love my family. And then I'm into wellness. Those are the 5 things that I rotate down through my wall and my stories. That's it for years. That's all you see me talking about. So therefore, as I'm building my brand, what am I doing? I'm attracting people that love those things. If they're not into spirituality, they're not going to like me. If they don't, she's always talking about her husband and her kids. That's not my tribe. If I'm not being positive, you will not see a negative thing down my wall. If you're like, she's always this, you're going to leave me. So I always tell people, don't be scared of the no. Your job is to attract your tribe. But if you're not throwing that information out, they can't get attached to you. So if you're just showing product, I don't know why I want to do that from you. I don't know why. So what does that look like? Okay, what does that look like? I always tell people to think of your wall as your website. Okay, if I go to your wall, I should be able to skim down through you and be able to determine, is this someone that I want to fraternize with or not? And I do. Even when I accept in friend requests, I do a nice little scroll and I see who am I letting into my environment? Is this somebody who's positive as well? Is she a go-getter? Who is she? And vice versa. People will look at you the exact same way. So what are your 5? You want to take them and sprinkle them up. So for me, I'm definitely into health and wellness, but you will not look on my website, my wall, and see product. Because then at that time frame, they don't know enough about why they would want to purchase that product from me. So what could a typical day look like? Well, when I get up in the morning, remember I told you my number 1 is you got to use your product. So yeah, I get up in the morning, I show you what I'm doing with my product. Then I give you a little bit of inspiration in between things where I'm telling you, like today's quote was, you will become a product of what you think. Most people don't realize that. Like if you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're correct. It's just up to what you believe and what you're posting. I mean, what you believe and what you project. And so I'm sprinkling that down. Also, too, I've shared some things with my daughter. My daughter got a haircut. So I showed about her nice little haircut, and it's her birthday, or a little bit later on, I'm going to share with people, like, today was a great day that my kids got off. They got out of school as a half a day. I wasn't feeling very well earlier today. And so I was able to work, like, even though I wasn't feeling well, I was able to drink some water, roll on over, and actually just text them from my phone. That was something that I was really, really grateful for. And I haven't shared that down my wall, but it's coming. So I get to bring you into my life as to what I'm doing. So therefore, tonight, when I show you my skincare and I've been talking to you about products or things of that nature, it's not so far-fetched. That's what I do. That I'm going to tell you, I'm very grateful that that's what I do for my business, and then share with you what I do for my business. And let me share with you why I'm so ecstatic about the fact that this is 40-plus-year-old skin. Let me share it with you. And do you want to be like me too? And the people who are like, she's so positive, if that's what she's doing, I want to be like her too. She's so into that. I never thought about being into that. That's what somebody told me today. She inboxed me as my stories, and she was like, you know what? You're always talking about your skin. And at first I was thinking you were vain, and I laughed. She was like, I was thinking you were vain. She was like, but I realized you just want to take care of yourself. She was like, I don't even take care of myself like that. I should be, doing it. How can I get that? And that turned into an order just because I was sharing what my authentic, true self was. Okay. Now let's take a look on up here in stories. In your stories, it's your videos. It's your, like today I launched out last week my podcast where I'm doing my personal development on my podcast. And I just put it in my stories, and I was like, I just want people to kind of sample it and see what it is and what's what. And I went live and I started talking about what it was and drawing them into my life. My daughter, one day we were out and we were doing our nails. So I was doing little videos of what that looked like, just bringing them more and more on in. You want to think about your stories as a movie of what is it like to be with you. Like for me, I'm always thinking about in my stories, I want somebody to want to be like me or be with me. Like that's my girlfriend in the head. And I've had people tell me that, like, you're my friend in my head, or you're my mentor, you don't even know it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty, I like to see stuff of that nature. So if you're missing the mark, as I'm telling you about doing that every day, if you're missing the mark, see, building a brand is every single day. It's the little things that you're dropping into there every single day. And the beauty of what we do is you're building a lifestyle brand. So you don't have to hide yourself. As a matter of fact, you want to show what you're doing. Like I always tell people, they're like, oh, say, do you not show your bad days? I do. If I'm having a day, sometimes I do. But for me, because I'm so into inspiration, I always show the spin on my bad day. Like, you know what? This is what happened to me at this moment, but I had to remember this, and this is how I handled it. And that tends to bring more people to me too, as well, when they see those things. So I hope I've given you just a good idea of why. So, even too, somebody asked me rule of thumb. For me, rule of thumb on my wall is I must post 3 to 5 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. For me, I like to, on Sunday nights, store things. I have over 12,000 photos in my phone. But I like to store, but I like to store things. Or if I see cute sayings that I want to use for later, I'll store them in nice little albums. So when it is time to post in the morning, usually at nighttime, I know what I'm going to say the next day. What do I want to say for the morning, afternoon, and the evening time? So 3 to 5 times throughout the day. That's minimum of what it is that I do to keep my audience up to date with who I am and what it is that I'm actually doing and pulling them to my brand. Story cards is 3 times a day. I do morning, afternoon, and evening. But and sometimes even more, because maybe if something's going on at that time frame that I actually want to capture, it may be more. But I make sure that I tell a complete story. So the thing to stories is not just put up one card. Oh, boom, hair, skin, and nails. No. Boom. Have you ever thought about growing out your hair and nails? Showing a picture, showing what the nails potentially look like, showing what the ingredients are like, showing some befores and afters, and then always having a call to action in your story. Utilize your polls. Hey, can I get you started on your journey? Yes or yes. It's never a no, never a negative. Yes or oh my God, yes. Yes, send me some information now. Something that draws them to. I use arrows a lot, or bling, something where they can see. I want you to do something. Now that you've been watching this story, now let's do something with it. And I get the other one about how to have somebody join your team. Well, guess what? And joining your team, if you've moved to this area, if you're not new and you're like, hey, I'm looking to grow my business, people also too grow their businesses by telling about their life. See, when people choose to want to be on your team, it's because they like you. It's not because anybody can make $200 to $300 extra everywhere. They can make $1,000 extra. They can go anywhere. But the reason why they want to come onto your team is because of what you do. So for me, I showcase, like I will take a picture as I do my training this evening and let them see I train virtually. Because maybe they're like, oh, dang, I want to be in her business, but I live in Florida. Not knowing, because I didn't share with them, I train people. I have people up in the UK down to here, that are here. So if I never share with them that, they don't know. Then I love to share with them what it typically looks like. If I'm in the bed and I'm working, I'm in my computer, I'm working. I'm out in the grocery store, I'm working. I pass out samples sometimes, and I'll see me passing out a sample. Maybe my daughter is taking the picture, of me passing out samples, or I'm out. Or people have seen me in my stories, we're packing samples, me at the post office. So then they get a chance to see, oh, wow, that life I could do. I get people that tell me all the time when they sign up on my team, like, I did this before, or I saw this and I never quite saw it like you. Well, that's the window into what it's like to work with you. So if you're constantly showing what your work life is like, also too, what is your typical work day look like? Most people think they're so busy they can't do this, not realizing, girl, I made a sale while I was sitting there at my nails and the girl was steady talking about my face. And I'm over there, whatever. Oh, okay, great. There's in my bag. Pull this, pick this card on up. Our Blitz card. Let me get your information. Let's follow each other on Facebook. So as she follows me on Facebook, what is she seeing? My website, my wall, my stories. I don't have to say anything. I don't have to say anything. As soon as we start following each other online, what do people do when you follow and you become new? They start scrolling. They want to see who am I, now newly connected to. That's why this area is very imperative to constantly grow your business over time. So when I look up, I'll say to some of my team sometimes, I'll scroll screen cap and I'm like, and then no stories. And I'm like, your business is closed. You closed your business. Just imagine this. This is how I want you to think. You work for $1 billion corporation and you got the doors closed. You can't make no money. Like, could you imagine that? You want to go, imagine this. You ready to find, DSW has been showing all of the shoes. It's about to be fall. Ain't y'all been seeing the cute little boots and all this type of stuff? And you've been watching. So think about this. You've been watching and watching and watching. And maybe you were waiting for your fast start bonus to come on in or an extra paycheck so you can go buy you these cute new boots, right? You want to get them now because they on sale. And then you go to the store and you go open up the door in the middle of the day and it's closed. How perturbed are you? I drove all the way on over here and y'all have this door closed. Big mad. Somebody said big mad. I'm big mad. I have a fit when I go to places that should have things. Like if I come to the chicken place and you don't got no chicken, I don't understand. I don't, and I'm big mad. So I want you to understand, if somebody is following you and your store is closed, there's nothing on your wall, there's nothing in your story, somebody could be big mad at you. They were ready. They've been following you. And guess what? People only need sometimes the smallest reasons to be like, see, I knew. I always tell people when they quit stuff all the time, they be like, see, I knew that didn't work. Some people that I have right now have joined me as customers or also as distributors going, do you know I've had people say, you still doing it? Like out of shock. And I'll be like, this is my business, boo. Yes. So I ask you to think about yourself. Do you have your store open all the time? because you are a lifestyle brand. Can people always see what it's like to be in your life? If you're on you don't have to just be on a weight loss journey. You could be on a skin journey. You could be on a hair journey. Because listen, I'm telling you, as being a celebrity style, this is they. I took mine now. I'm thinking in my hair. I'm even actually now, look at my edges. They not pressed, but they full. So I'm sitting around here going, man, I'm even now thinking of different hair choices. Like, do I just want to put some clip-ins in and just wear it and just keep conditioning my hair? I don't know. Now I got different options. And so I want people to know about that. And I'm going to be sharing that down my wall, you know, and there's somebody else, believe me, out there who wants full edges like me, thicker hair. They want these things. And so I'm going to make sure that my store isn't closed so they know about it. You get it? I want you to understand, just as I said earlier, there's never going to be a case that people are going to like everything you share every single time. So do not equate if you're running your business right on likes. You got to constantly keep pouring into. If you could think about if I had a jar every single time, every day, you owe your business, you owe your business some deposits. It needs a penny. And every single time, you just need a penny every single day. And as your business constantly grows, you're going to grow a following. It doesn't happen. Every account, and people would look at my Instagram. I had a new person look at my Instagram and have over 31,000 followers. And she was like, oh my God, you have a lot of, I could never do this. And I said, sweetheart. She said, yeah, shake, shake, shake. I was like, I'm shaking you virtually. You do know I started with one day, right? Like, you're seeing the end of my journey. I did not start with 31,000 followers. Every day I am following. Like, I'm depositing into that business every day so it can constantly grow itself. Okay? Number 4, you must message for customers. Here's a huge one. You must message for customers and distributors daily. See, it's a numbers game. And I always tell people, when people tell you no, this is huge, and I want you to hear this from me. When people are telling you no, they are not telling you no. They're saying no to their situation. They don't know you well enough to tell you no. Don't be like, oh, I don't want to say this because I don't want to get a no. You're going to hear no. I don't care where you are in this business, you're going to hear a no. And I always tell people, you hear no from 2-year-olds, but then when you hear it from grown people, it's just like, now your feelings hurt. Stop that. Like, you're going to hear no, because guess what? Just because, think about this. What's your favorite car that you want? Drop them in the comments for me. What car you want? And I'm going to tell you mine. So right now I drive a Benz. I want a Land Rover. Now, I wanted this Land Rover me looking at the cost of the Land Rover. However, somebody want a Tesla. I still want it. Don't you want your car? Like, have you thought about it? Like, have you took pictures of it? I have one on my board. Like, I know I want it white with black leather interior. I want thick leather around here. I want the radios. I just know everything. I want the TVs in the back. Like, I know exactly how I want this. But guess what? Now imagine this. If somebody asked you for your dream car today, are you telling them yes? No. It has nothing to do with the salesperson. You can tell me all the bells and whistles. You can sell me on everything. I am not ready right now. However, I did tell you that was my car. So the person that constantly sends me info, sends me whatever, when I'm ready, guess where I'm going? To the person that kept sending me information. So the person who sends me the information and then walks away and never responds to me is going to leave me open to the person for when I'm ready. So every single day, it's my job, it's their job to send me that info. So therefore, they can keep in my brain. So what does messaging for distributors and for customers looks like? Now, I will tell you, there's 2 different ways in which to do this. You can message the people who warm lead you, And I'll tell you, or you can cold message. Warm messages I love the most. Okay, that's me. So that's why I'm always in my stories and always on my wall. And then people, like I posted a post one day and said, hey, I'm looking to lose an additional 20 pounds by the end of the year. Who else is, like, how much are you looking to lose? I have a whole list of people who told me what they were looking to lose. That's a warm lead for me. So then I started going and liking on their wall, commenting on their wall, building a relationship, hitting them in the inbox. What are you doing right now? This is what I'm doing right now. Every single day, you must have interaction with people who are in your like crowd. I always say, if they're in my crowd, like they're like, who to like, who not to like. If I'm following you, I like you. If I don't, I delete people out of my network who are not there for me. Like they're not in my tribe. They're not of those 5. We have nothing in common. What is the likelihood of me going to be able to get a loyal distributor? I typically unfollow those. So every single day I am messaging, liking, and commenting for customers and distributors. Now there is a cold way. And in all team pages, we have scripts for, to give an example, we have a script that says, and after you've watched somebody, now for me, I do this after I've watched somebody. Say for instance, this girl, and I have a girl like this I'm following right now. I'm not gonna say her name because then y'all gonna go follow her too. So she is doing everything. She wakes up, she's working out, she's showing pictures of her workouts. She's always telling people where she gets things from. So when I see this girl, I'm hitting her right here. Girl, have you ever thought about making extra money on your phone? Like, are you keeping your options open? Because you look like somebody who does exactly what I do, and I really think you could do this. That's a cold message. I don't really know her. People do that all the time. They send messages out to people. Hey, I'm sure you've gotten them, where you send these messages. Both ways work. It's just what works for you. I do a mix of both. I'll tell y'all that. I still like my warm messages the most. That's why I'm so heavy on posting all the time. I love them the most. I am more of a warm market. However, if business is slow, I will hit you and, hey girl, but it's always authentic. It's always somebody who I do feel would be great in the business. It's always somebody who I do feel I have amazing products that you should try. You know, can I send out a sample? But what you need to hear of me is I do this every single day. Sunday is probably the only day that I'm a little bit more lax. It's my church day. It's my family day. I don't think you could just go hard all the time. So what does that look like for a person that's full-time versus part-time? A part-time person, maybe you're taking some time on out and you're doing it 30 minutes a day. You're messaging for 30 minutes a day. You're part-time. This is an extra, $200 to $300 a month for you. $500 a month, you're doing it maybe you're doing an hour a day. You're really intentionally going after and messaging people every single day. But I want you to make sure that you're hearing this training is about what you're doing every single day. Just so you understand, this is your commitment to grow your business. So this is not, I do this on Tuesday or Wednesday. I do this every day to make sure my business stays open. And even too, on Sundays, I still put stuff on my wall in my stories. It may not be as many, but you ain't gonna never come to this wall and see it stale, baby. This business got product that needs to be moved. You need to understand I'm in business. I'm not asleep. I'm on vacation and I'm posting. Okay? Then the next one that you need to do is you must follow up. Just as I told you, as that car salesman, the fortune, if you can write this down, and I know you've heard this, or if you're new in the business, you haven't, the fortune is in the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. So if you've passed out a sample, you got to follow up on it. If you've posted a message and you say, hey, potentially, are you interested in this? You have to follow up on it. If you send a message or you liking and commenting and somebody gives you a response, you must follow up on it. Guys, the fortune is in the follow-up. And guess what? Statistics show that people typically do not say yes until the 5th to 12th time of the follow-up. The 5th through the 12th time. Do they actually, did I do that right? 10? Yeah, 2. All right. I was like, I don't think I did that right. The 5th and the 12th time. So for me, I actually have me a nice spiral that I'm always writing people's name down into. And then I also do a little check in that area. Or I put the date of when I actually followed up with the person. And then when I've actually closed them and they've actually become a loyal, I'll highlight it yellow. That lets me know I've gotten it. So when I open up my book, I'm going through and I'm seeing, oh, I don't got a lot of yellows yet. So you should have, if you're in your business, I don't even care if you just started within the first week. If every day you're hunting and fishing for new people with nothing to follow up on, you're missing the mark on running your business effectively. Because if you've been in business for a week and you've been messaging people all week, you should always have people that you're following up with. Always. Never let me get out here and go find somebody. If you're out here and you're getting out here and you're trying to go find somebody, you have not been properly doing this portion all week. Get that part? So this should be happening every single day. Then here is another huge, I got 2 more things that you need to do. And this is every day. These are every day to grow your business. You want to add to your network. This one right here, listen, you will miss the mark if you're not adding to your network. And I'm going to add one more to that. You need to add and delete from your network. You will let in a bad fish every now and then. I know I do. I've seen some crazy stuff in my stories that I go, oh, Jesus, all right. Delete. I'm on social media. I always tell people my friends are in my phone. I'm on social media and my friends could be on my page. But if I don't need a friend, I'm going to my phone. On my wall is my business. So if we're following each other, I see you as somebody who potentially could be a loyal or a distributor in my business. That's why we're following each other. If I get to the place where I don't see it, I don't believe it, then I delete. Okay? And so you should be adding to your network every single day. How many? If you're on Facebook, you should be adding 25 a day minimum. If you're on Instagram, you should be adding 100 a day on Instagram. Why that many on Instagram? Because it's a larger platform and it's a heck of a lot easier for follows on Instagram than it is for Facebook. And actually the 2 buyer behaviors are totally different on Facebook versus Instagram. They really are. Instagram is used to sales. Facebook is used to, like most people get a little funky on Facebook than they do on Instagram. Instagram, they're just ready to buy. It's the platform for it. Okay. So if you're growing those, you should be adding and deleting every single day. For me, I take time in power hours and I scroll through and I look at my network. I sure do. And I go through and I see what's in my wall. I go like, comment, and share. And if I cannot, I should be able to like and comment on everybody in my wall. And if I can't, I have a bad, this is not good for business. This has to go. So how do you know who to follow? I typically don't hit the suggested because sometimes because you're in network marketing, Facebook will call other network marketing businesses to your algorithm and then they'll start to do that. Next thing you know, you have all It Works, you have all paparazzi, you have all CBD oil, and now you can't find anybody. So I typically do not hit the suggested. So it's like, how do you find new people? If you're engaging, let me give you a tip. If you're properly engaging with people and you're actually down their wall and you see what they're talking about. So I have a girl right now that I follow who's so entrepreneurial, so boss babe, so whatever. I love following her. She has the best quotes and everything. So guess what? When people like her stuff and they're commenting down her wall, guess where I go find new friends? Those people are like me. If they're liking what I'm liking, they're like me. So I go like those people and add them to my network. I have different groups in which I'm in. I just started keto and I'm very successful with it right now. Thank you. So I've been very successful with it right now. And I'm in keto groups. I'm a mom of teenagers. I'm in teenage groups, where I can befriend people. I like to work out. I like Shaun T. So I'm in a lot of Shaun T groups. And so when people are like, oh, do y'all know when the new one is coming on out? I'm grabbing me some new friends because I'm doing Asylum right now. We get to talk. So what do people do? They like people who like people. So I'm in a lot of groups. So I go in my group. Sometimes I'll do a power hour where I'll just pop in my group and go see different people. I don't just add just anybody. I add the people who I'm interacting with. Guys, you get paid to be friends with people. Like, that's our job, is to network. I love that portion of my job. So I just get to love on others. They love on me. I'm a hairstylist, so I'm in hairstylist groups. I love decor. I'm in decor groups. I love entrepreneurs. I'm in entrepreneur groups. It is so easy to find groups. You get in the groups that are your special interests. And then you go befriend them. I actually just recently joined a group where somebody else was in, and she was like, I've been in this group all the time, and here you go. I said, what do you mean? She said, you come on in. I do. I introduced myself. I was like, hey guys, my name is Trayce. I'm Chicago. I have 3 teenagers. I'm looking for new friends. I do that in every new group I get into. And then she's like, here go everybody. And I was like, how long you been in the group? She said, 6 months. I said, have you talked to somebody? She said, no. How you in a group and don't talk to nobody? No, ma'am. I was like, now you go introduce yourself. Go say, hey. She was like, I can't believe that you came in and did that and that was so easy. And I'm like, yeah, because that's what you're supposed to do. It's like coming into somebody's house and not saying hi. We supposed to come into people's house and go say hi. Hey guys, I'm new to the keto group. I'm in here for a week. I've lost 6 pounds in 7 days. And then I'm like this. That's my picture in the group. And not everybody who thinks some people think I'm irritating, they ain't gonna like the post. Deuce. And then the ones that like my happy face, then start liking down. Oh, and they gave me all these resources. So people who start giving me resources like cheat meals and how to make fat bombs and how to drink when you go out. I was like, oh, we should be friends because I need to know that. So then I started befriending them. Do you see how easy this is? It's easy to, if you're really networking, it's easy to find 25 people you like if you're in areas that you already like. Okay, so you definitely should be adding and deleting to your network every day. Now, want me to tell you how to make fast money? This is my last one that you got to do every single day. Want me to tell you how to make fast money? Host a post. Host a post. Host a post. Host. You should be asking people to host your post every single day because you want, that was what allows you to get into other people's network. What the heck is host a post? Because I know we have some new ones that are paying attention here, right? What is a host a post? Well, what it is you're asking someone else, hey, like usually what you will find is your team may have an incentive or you can make your own incentive. So say, for instance, you're saying, hey guys, I'd like to be able to give away $25. Have you seen this? Or people's walk? I'm giving away a $25 gift card. No, nothing to get into. And then what you do is you go into their inbox and you say, hey, if you could put this post up on your wall, I will invite you into a group where I'm going to give away on this day a $25 gift card. And people go, okay, great. And then I'll give them a post that's maybe about my hair, skin, and nails, or about my weight loss, or something to put on their wall. Have them not to tag you. Because if you get tagged, Facebook will start you. They cannot tag you. If they tag you, Facebook will see this as spam and it'll kill the whole post. So I always tell them in bold, do not tag me. What I do is I save it to a collection. I save it to a collection. You can hit that little 3 button at the thing and you save that post once they post it. And then I go back into there and see who's commenting. Guys, a lot of the time, this is the way I'm building my network so fast. I did a new page. And when I did this new page, I want to say I got 1,000 friends in like a couple days. And you want to know why? Because I was getting into other like people's network. Sometimes I even do host a post for distributors. And it'll say, hey, my friend Trayce is looking for people that are looking to, she, works, I call myself a beauty and wellness online influencer. And so she's looking for people that are looking to be a beauty and wellness online influencer that's looking to make a minimum of $500 a month. If that's you, post below. And then all those people, what do? I go down there and add, you my friend, you my friend, you my friend, you my friend, you my friend. And then I go into their inbox. I put them into my folder because maybe it was 15 people that wanted to make extra money. And then now I never say as soon as they do it, they're going to join. I always say I have 15 new prospects. And then I start building the relationship. And I start sending them information, sending them videos on the business, telling them to watch me. I even tell people this, watch what I do on my wall and tell me, do you see yourself doing it? But see, if you're not posting and you don't have things on your wall, distributors will not be interested because they don't, when they look at yours, they're like, I don't see a business. What are you doing? So for me, they see me, wait a minute. I'm like, tell me, what am I doing? And can you see yourself doing this? And I'm like, I see you talking about your family and products you use. I was like, exactly. Can you do that? They were like, you get paid for that? Yes. Would you like to be paid for this? Girl, yeah. And then some people will go, no, I don't see that. Great. Can I follow up with you a little bit later? Because see, people's situation changes. I have somebody on my team right now that has been following me, and she said she'd never do it, and then her financial situation changed. And then when her financial situation changed, guess who she came to? The person who she saw being very consistent, posting on the wall, sharing about their business. She could have went to somebody else. She knew other people who were doing this business. But she was like, but you, my dear, were doing everything. She's like, I saw you were doing everything you said. And she joined my team. And I was like, thank you. Truly appreciate you. And now she gets a chance. She's been watching. It's almost like it was dress rehearsal, because now she knows what to do just by watching how it was that I was able to run my business. Okay, so these right here, these are my top 7. The things that I do every single day that has gotten me to, I am triple diamond in the company, I'm triple diamond in the company. My husband is double diamond in the company, and my son is an emerald in the company. So we are team 3 checks here in the business. I know, right? We Gucci. So, and we're over 5 figures a month in the business by literally what I'm sharing with you, that these are things that I do. Will you find there's extras? Yes. I send out samples. Yes. I reach out to my team. Yes. But those are not necessarily every single day. Those are not the income producing activities that I do every single day. I have to post, do my development. I have to use my product. I have to message customers. I must follow up. I must add and delete from my network and ask for host to post. Those are the income producing activities that I do. I did every single day, like every single day. And before you know it, people looked at my story. They saw I triple promoted within a month. You definitely have to follow your steps to success. But if you're doing these income producing activities, they will produce the fruit for your steps to success, because you're doing the income producing activities that are going to get you there. So for me, it's like, how do I make sure that I get all that done? I'm going to share with you right now. You need to get there's different styles of appointment books, guys. And some of these appointment books will have one box. And I go, them are the ones that if you're a busy person will fail you. You need to get you one like this that has your hours. Okay. So you want to plan out your day. And when you do this, I always tell people, this is your life book. This is not your business book. So you don't just plan your business. If you go to work, you plan there. You got to pick up kids. It should be there. If you have a basketball game, you have to go see it. It should be in your life book per hours of what you got to do. You always put in your non-negotiables first. You got to go to work. That's a non-negotiable. You got to pick up the kid. You can't leave the kid at the school. That is a non-negotiable. You got to plan that. I have to go get my daughter from dance. So I know that. Then after you put your non-negotiables in, guys, you want to put your product use on your calendar. When are you using your coffee? When are you doing your skin? What does that routine actually look like for you? You got to schedule this. If it's not scheduled, out of sight, remember this, out of sight, out of mind. So when is it getting done? Now, I ask that to my team all the time. They're like, I'm doing this. When are you doing it? If it's not committed to a time frame, it's not going to occur. So what time are you going to do it? When are you going to actually do it? Put your products in there. What time are you going to be able to do a host to post? Like, when are you going to get the time? When are you going to follow up with customers? Guys, it doesn't have to be in an area where you're doing it with your team. Maybe that looks like 30 minutes You know, while I'm, and this is gonna sound funny, but I'm gonna put it on the while I'm using the bathroom. I don't know about you. Some of us spend some time so we can get away from the kids. Or are you in the tub? Guys, I'm sometimes in the tub, sitting there, I had that thing in the tub. I can't even think of the name of it, the ledge, but I'll actually put some things on up there. And sometimes when I'm relaxing, I'm doing it at that moment. Or I go pick up my daughter from dance. I sit in the car. How many of y'all have to sit and wait for the kids that's supposed to be out at a specific time that don't come out at that time? Everybody's face went. If you don't take your tablet and bust out into a power hour, you know what? I'm about to go add to my network right now. I'm about to go like and comment. Yes, I'm telling you, I do it. And I laugh with my team. That's what people do. You have to find your time. When you're driving, you know, for me, I don't do a power hour when I'm driving, but I will do personal development when I'm driving. So I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna be in the car for an hour. Oh, this YouTube I really wanted to watch. I'm gonna put my earpiece on and I'm gonna listen to it at that time. You have to put it on your schedule. Out of sight, out of mind. It has to occur. And you're gonna be so shocked when you find that, oh, I could have been doing this all this time frame, but I didn't think about when it was actually going to occur. So you want to schedule it. And when you're getting yourself used to a schedule, I always tell people when you're getting used to a schedule, when you're first getting used to a schedule, only schedule one day at a time. Like at night, schedule the next day. At night, schedule the next day. Once you get good, I always do. Once you get good, what I do is once I know that I'm really, really good, I will schedule out the entire week. But these are your and I love to say, these are your things that are non-negotiable for you to be able to grow your business. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this hour of training. I hope that it produces fruit for you. I hope you grow your business exponentially, get into VIP, take it everything that I've shared with you right now could take you all the way to the top 10 ambassador, which is over $30,000 a month. Like, you have the skills. This is it. This is the same exact list I will share with you. This is the same exact list that you see us as leaders doing. The only difference is you may see we have a larger team, so we're checking into the team. You know, we're checking into our team maybe a little bit more. We have where we're doing a little bit more growth development with the leaders, but these are your income producing activities that will definitely take you to the top.